Hi everyone, Messi Coder here with another Unity Asset Store tutorial. That's right, not a review, a tutorial. I'm not even going to call it a tutorial. I'm going to call it a getting started. What is this thingy? This is Behaviour Designer from Opsiv. It's called Behaviour Trees for everyone. I don't remember that it was always called Behaviour Trees for everyone. I think they might have added that recently to kind of explain what this is. What is a behaviour tree? It's a visual AI scripting thingy. It's basically a very easy to use method of creating AI because you visually see how your AI's brain works every step of the way. They work top down, left to right. It is magical, and I will show you in this video. I got this, well, I bought this many moons ago, and I needed an excuse to use it because I'm useless like that. It's currently on a 50% off May Madness sale. If that wasn't reason enough, I don't know what is. So it's $80 regular price, and it's retailing now for $40 with this 50% off. And the 50% off ends on May the 11th. So I do apologize for doing this so close to the end of the Made Madness. We have uploaded a video every day of Made Madness. So let's just sit back, enjoy Behaviour Designer, and I'll see you in a second. Hi everyone, Messi Coder back inside Unity, and I've imported in Behaviour Designer from Opsiv. This was the first asset I ever purchased. It was in a pack of other assets I purchased one December many years ago, and I've never used it until now, until I've been asked to have a look at some AI stuff for May Madness. So let's click Tools, Behaviour Designer, Editor. We see we've got this welcome screen that has samples, links to samples, documents, videos, and so on. Let's get rid of that. And doc, Behaviour Designer Editor here. Behaviour Designer is made up of composites, decorators, actions, and conditionals. And I could try to explain what each of these are, but sometimes it's just easier for me just to show you. So if we now create an empty, and I'll call this my thingy. Here we go. And I add here Behaviour Tree. There we go. And I'll call my behavior my thingy behavior. Here we go. And I'll click open, and let's turn off show startup. Here we go. I'm editing in my thingy, which is here, my thing behavior. Lovely. Now I want to create a random number generator. To do that, I need a random number, and I'm going to type in here random. I see all these minimizers, expand these out. Now we can see here, random ball, random float, random int. If I click it, here we go, I've got a random int. If I click here on variables, I could create a global variable, but I don't need one. So I'm just going to click here, integer, and it's going to be, should we do that? I'll tell you what, let's just do random int. And there it is, here's my variable. Now, this random integer, if I click on the inspector, I can actually say minimum 1, maximum 50, and I want to store the result. I click on that little thing, and now I can store the result inside this random int. So if I click on the variables here and I push play, this number here should change. There you go, 38. But that's not great. That doesn't really help us that much when we're debugging. So let's type in here log, and now I can go basic debug log value. Lovely. And then I can, oops, I'll tell you what, see, look, now it goes, hang on, I can only have one at a time. So if I want to have this and then have this, what do I need to do? I need to go to add task, a composite, and add a sequence. And a sequence is happy when it keeps on going on a success. So now got a random int here, and if that's successful, by generating a random int, I will then go to log value. And if I go to inspector and I say here, this little thing, change this to an int, and it will find all of the compatible variables, and it's found this random int. So here we go. Now, if we go to the console and I click play, yay, it's logged that value. Now we have our random number. We have our random number generator. That doesn't really help us that much. So now we need to do stuff with it. We need to do a load of like ifs, else's and stuff like that. Now you would expect to just go to here, tasks, and type in if, else, but it doesn't really work that way. So first things first, let's go and add, this time, a selector. And selectors are the opposite, well, kind of like the opposite of sequences. So where a sequence will break out on the first bad thing it sees, the first failure it sees, it will run away. Well, kind of, it's a bit depressing, isn't it? So the first failure it comes across, it runs away. Do we know a few people like that in your lives? If you do, have a word with them, just to get them to sort themselves out. So a selector will go through the negatives and then find the positive and then be happy at the end because he's got a positive. So we'll show you what you mean. We've got this selector. Now we're going to nest composites. So we're going to select nest in a sequence. So I've got here my sequence. My sequence is unhappy. And now we want to do a compare. And so how do we do a compare? I'm always going to go here and do math. And math is going to help us out when we don't know what we're looking for. So it's not an action, it's a condition. So we're going to say an int comparison. Yeah. I'm going to say if the less than, yes. So if, click on that, random int is less than 10. Yeah, less than 10. Then it's going to be a critical failure. So then I'm going to come back to tasks and say log here, because if this is a positive, this is successful, then it'll move on to the next one in the list, and the next one in the list says this is for critical failures. This is my little note, and the text will be critical failure, and I'll actually mark this as an error. So now if we click play, 32 is not less than 10, is it? So 32 is not less than 10, so it didn't get to this log, but then it got to nothing because there was nothing else in the sequence. So now we're on to something. So now we go to our sequence and we say, alright, let's do the same thing again. And actually, it's even easier than that. So let's just copy and paste this, stick it in there, and just change these numbers around. So we'll say if this is greater than, we'll go for the extremes. We go greater than, actually equal to or greater than 40. Yeah? And our log will be, it's not an error, is a critical success. So now we've got two things going on, two ifs. So if it's, oh look, it was greater than 40. So it was a critical success. Let's try that again. Oh, it was 15. So it was neither less than 10 nor greater than 40. So none of these logs got called. We're just left with the random number. This is fun, isn't it? So now we've got, we can copy this, paste it in again, and we'll say if this is less than, go to our less than, what should we say, less than 20 or less than 30, yeah, less than 20. So less than 20 is going to be just a normal failure. Right, so here we've got less than 10, here we've got greater than 40, so less than 10, greater than 40, less than 20. Now because it first went to this one, if it hit less than 10, it would break out. It would say no, bad, and this will just be a big X on it. So it won't even get to this one. Because you're wondering now, it's saying, but you're telling me if I'm less than 10 and now if I'm less than 20, these will, conflict. Well, no, because it's left to right. First left child, bottom left to, goes that way. So let's click play. As I say, better to show than say. So this is 22. It's not less than 20. So now we need our final one. Now we've got here critical failure. Now we've got our critical success. We've got our normal failure. And we can easily say everything else is a success, a normal success. So we just got a log. And we'll say here in our inspector, success. And this is just a normal success. And going actually less than 10 critical failures. That makes more sense. And more than 40 critical success. This one is less than 20, more than 10 failure. And now, the moment of truth. Bum, bum, bum. Let's click play. So we could make this a little bit bigger so it's easier for you guys to see. Come on, there you go. Zoom into that. So we've got entry sequence, go left to right. So the first left thing is get our random number between 1 and 50 and store him in our variable random int. Now we're going to show you that in the console, and all this is saying debug log our random int. So that's left, boom, success. Next thing in the list, so it should actually be back there. Next thing in the list is a selector, and the selector says, all right, what's the first left child? You are. So now, child, what have you got? Have you got any children? Yeah, you do. This one, and it's a comparison, and he's saying, this condition is saying, is this integer random int less than this integer, which is 10? If he is, then I'm going to do a debug.log and say critical failure and mark it as an error. Now, if this fails, I won't even get here. I will break out of here, big X, bam, and I'll move to the next one. See, next left child. So we go, boom, one over. He's now saying the same kind of thing, but he's saying, is this random int greater or equal? Aha, that's the thing. If he's a 40, he will also work. So he's saying 40 or more is a critical success. Now, if that is a success, like a big tick, then we'll get out because we won't continue. Likewise here, forgot to mention that. If this is a success, then it will go, this wins, ding, get out. We don't need you anymore to do the rest because we found our winner. He's got the prize and he's going home. And then it will move to the next child over here. So you can actually have here a log and say here last child hello, and this last child hello will always, here he is, will always get. So we've got here the next child after this one. If this one failed, here, boom, this condition failed, I'll go to the next sequence, and the next sequence is the same kind of thing. He's saying, are you less than 20? If you are less than 20, you succeed, and you can go to the next one along. Next one along, we'll just do a debug.log, and the debug.log will never fail. So, bing, he wins, and we don't get to him. Now, if all of these failed, the last one of this child is this bloke, which is just a debug log saying, hey, you're a success. So, bing, ding, 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 this is a winner. Because this is a winner, doesn't matter. Now we get to the next one, and that is hello. So let's click play. Let's see what happens. So, make this a little bit bigger. We've got 38. So 38 is neither less than 10, nor greater than, equal to or greater than 40, nor is it less than 20. So it's a success. And because this last child here was just saying hello, we got a hello. Now, what have we got? Oh, wonderful! We've got a 9, a critical failure. So we broke out of this whole selector pattern here. And we've got this child because you tick, hello. Boom! This one, 48, was equal to or greater than 40. So we broke out at this point and we get this child, hello. Isn't this wonderful? Now, there is a weird thing that we could say. I saw this. These tasks. We say return. These are decorators. So this decorator is going to change this. No matter what I've got here, it's going to change it. So it's changing it from being a success, this debug log being a success, to being a failure. That's sad. So if I click play, let's keep going till we get it. Oh, come on. It's all these here we go. So now something weird just happened. Even though we return this success, it stops here. It stops because it's saying, hey, you're a failure. Yeah, I'm a failure. Hey, sequence. Yeah, we returned a failure. Oh no. Because sequence returned a failure, it broke out. It broke out here. Like, you know, like how we broke out here, like how we broke out here. This broke out here because this one returned a failure. So we never got to hello. We never got to our hello. That's weird. Isn't that weird? But it works. It's wonderful. So we've got here our success because it was a 27, but we never continued along this thread here. So that's useful for doing weird stuff. I don't know, you could find a case for that. There's many cases for that, where you want to get this one to actually do something, but return a failure so you don't move on to the next one in the list. Now if I get rid of that, and I just put this back again, then he will always return because we've always got an else. We've always got an else, a catch-all waiting to take us through to the next child. If we didn't have this else, if we didn't have this catch-all, if I even get rid of this line here, I'll have to pause it first, unpause it first, whatever. If I get rid of this line, so he's just floating, he does not doing anything, we don't have an else. We don't have an else to return a positive to move on to the next child. So an else is going to help us move on along this line. It is a bit convoluted, I find. A little bit convoluted. I don't know, maybe get used to it, but I don't know. I just felt it a little bit convoluted, but when you look at it this way, it makes sense, doesn't it? Because, see this bloke here? He's waiting, no matter what. This guy fails, this guy fails, this guy fails. We've got an else to pick up the slack. And then we've gone a success, and then we'll move on to this one. But if we didn't have this else, then if only these return a positive, then would we get to this child. And this is the first step. We have a random number generator. That's our first step on the path to getting AI. Well, there we go. That is my entry into Behaviour Designer. Hopefully it was useful to someone, and my ramblings late at night in the boiling London heat has made some sense. So if you do like these videos and you want to see more, there is a big juicy red subscribe button down below. Click on it. If you want to see more of these Behaviour Designer tutorials, because I mean it's been, I don't want to tell you how many years, but it was before my kids were born. That's when I bought this. So yeah, maybe I should actually do some tutorials and make use of this. If you do want to see them, put in the comments, yeah, I want to see more Behaviour Designer videos. And then your wish shall be my command. Don't forget, every Friday, Saturday, I am streaming on Twitch, all the W's on twitch.tv/themessycoder. And every Saturday for the last, well, last Friday and Saturday, I had an interview I interviewed Jason Booth, Shader King, and turns out game developer guru for the last 25 years. He was one of the key founding fathers of Asher & Call. He worked on AD&D, Dungeons and Dragons Online. Don't know, was it Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Online? Or was it just called Dungeons and Dragons Online? I can't remember now. I love that game. He worked on all of these Rock Band games. It was amazing. You can check out his interview on Twitch in the video section on the VODs. If you check on highlights. And on Saturday, we spoke to the guys behind Atavism, the new owners of Atavism, who are developing an MMO called World of Heroes. This Saturday coming up, which is, hang on, let me check the calendar. Let me check my calendar. This Saturday coming up, which is 12th of May, we've got Melba's Animations, the people behind the Horse Animset Pro, Onka the Dragon, Little Bunny Rabbits, and Foxes, and a load of other animals. They are coming on Saturday to talk to us. Then on the 19th, we've got Dennis behind Map Magic. He came on before, was it February he came on? And now he's going to be talking about Map Magic 2. Map Magic 2, the next generation. So check on the 19th. We'll be playing with Map Magic 2. And then later, we'll be having the creator of MMORPG on. We'll have Obsiv, hopefully, coming on, if I can twist their arm. We've basically got a massive long list of people who have requested to come on and people I've been badgering to come on as well. So maybe every Saturday we could have a interview day. And there's also sub-Saturdays after the interview. Hey, let's resurrect sub-Saturday where we used to play games together. So if you are a sub on Twitch, come on Discord, check out the special secret Discord rooms where you can download all of my codes that I'm doing on my lessons on YouTube and also play games together. Wow, this is a massive outro for this video. You can tell I'm tired. So guys, remember, if you do like it, click it. Till next time. If you want to see more of my crazy videos, click on the left side of your screen now. And down below, there's that big juicy subscribe button. And right next to it is the magic bell that if you click it, it will tell you if I've got a new video coming out. Till next time.